Hi, my name is Ryan Thomson. I'm a consultant with Outliers Mining Solutions. I live in beautiful Kamloops, British Columbia. And what we're doing here is kind of a 20-part series where every week we're going to be releasing a new video with an interview with somebody from Outliers, sharing a problem that people are passionate about and kind of like a success story or some of their experience on what's worked to solve those problems in the past. So we're a small enough company that we're able to throw all hands on deck and really work with our partners until something is 100% done. At the same time, we're big enough that we get to tap into all of our resources. We've got a lot of really experienced people from all over the planet. And this video series is going to be a great way to share some of that passion and knowledge and know-how. So without further ado, we are going to jump into the first episode. So we're here for another episode of the Outliers Mining mini-series. With me today is Brad Jewson. So Brad is the director of mining with Outliers. He's a mining engineer. He's worked as both on the owner side and also as a consultant on pretty well every continent that has mines. And Brad, you've got a famous line that you like to use is don't be perfect. Don't let perfect be the enemy of better.
That's right. Yeah.
Very applicable to what we're talking about today. Sometimes the first step is just getting going. So we're going to start off with the lob ball question. What's a big issue that you're passionate about in the mining industry?
Well, one of the biggest opportunities we see when we visit our client sites is mines are not getting the production gains they should be out of their dispatch system and their dispatcher. Lots of times they pay a lot of money for a fleet management system, and the dispatcher's there and they're allocating trucks, but they're managing lunch and shift change and stuff like that, and they're not the quarterback driving production that they could be. And it's leaving a lot of tons on the table.
We say sometimes it's like being a glorified stopwatch when, you've got this system that's worth tens of millions of dollars between the hardware, the software, the people, and everything involved, not to mention all the equipment that you're looking after.
Yeah, I mean, you've got $500 million worth of mining gear that one and maybe two people are responsible for. And, they need to, there's a real opportunity to make a big difference in terms of how productive a fleet is with that dispatcher.
Right on. So then the natural follow-up question to that is, what are some things that if you're a mining company, you're a general manager, you're a mining superintendent, what should you be doing?
Well, the first one is you got to set that accountability and set that expectation for the dispatcher. You're in charge of the fleet. You're in charge of making sure that trucks aren't waiting at shovels, that trucks are taking the shortest route, that we're minimizing hang times on the shovel where we can, that you're following the mine plan. You need to set that accountability and set those expectations for the dispatcher. You're not just there to manage shift change and to take radio calls. You are responsible for driving production. And once you've set that accountability, then the next step is you have to empower them. So you have to give them that real-time decision-making ability. Let them make the decisions that are going to be most productive for the mine because they have access to all the information. They're the eye in the sky that can see every piece of gear. They can see the mine plan, and they can see the production dashboard showing, how productive all the equipment is. The pit supervisors and the general foreman in the field, in most cases, don't have access to that information. So, their role should be, managing people, managing safety, and making sure that the setups at each shovel are as productive as possible. You take those two equally important roles and differentiate those, and then, working in tandem as a sort of co-pilot, you can really drive the performance of the mining fleet.
So, okay, you've got the training, you've got the responsibilities, you've got the accountability. How about from the actual, nuts and bolts side of thing?
Yeah. So if you've set that accountability and set that expectation, you also need to invest in like a wireless network that's going to work properly. Like if you can't see the gear, you can't have that expectation to drive performance. You need to configure the system properly. Like could be that the vendor perhaps didn't configure it when they first bought the system, or you've added gear to the fleet since then, so that configuration is out of date. That's the other crucial piece that you need to have in order to have the dispatcher be that quarterback that can drive production. And if you have all those three elements, empowering, creating those expectations, and then having the system that can deliver, can make a real step change in performance, just based on those dispatching practices.
And we see it pretty well everywhere.
Yeah, like I say, it's a really important role. One of the most important roles in the entire mine in terms of production is that dispatcher role.
Perfect. Well, let's leave it there, Brad. If people want to find out some more information from you, get a hold of you, what's the best way to reach out?
You can find me on LinkedIn or outliersminingsolutions.com.
Perfect. Thanks a lot.
Cool. Thanks, Ryan.